This is Anjana Srivastav, and today we will be talking about dialogues and monologues. First, we will discuss what is dramatic dialogue. Where is it used? What is its purpose? And how to create effective dialogue. A dramatic dialogue at its very basic level is a dynamic conversation between two or more characters in a particular setting. As writers, you may be aware of the existence of dramatic dialogue in drama. However, effective dialogue is essential to a good prose work and sometimes even in poetry. Dramatic poetry and narrative poems also use effective dialogue. So what do dialogues do? Dialogues help in revealing a character's feelings. Feelings towards themselves, feelings towards other characters present in the situation, or feelings about other characters who are not there in that situation. It also helps in telling us about the motives of the character. Why do they behave in a particular manner? The personality traits of characters are revealed in social interactions, the interactions that they have with other people. Sometimes dialogues can also help in marking the development of a character. A character behaves differently or in an out-of-character manner, and that will indicate the change in the character. Dialogues can also help establish cultural context. The language of a character can indicate the culture that they belong to. Dialogues help establish authenticity. There is a sense of reality in that moment. They can convey critical information about the characters themselves or even about past information and events. Writers often use dialogue to build suspense. The plot can be furthered through the use of dialogues, and timelines can be shifted. The pace of a narrative can pick up or can be slowed down using dialogues. Conversations between characters can reveal past events. Writers very often use dialogues to establish the mood. Tension and conflicts between characters are also marked through dialogues. Noted playwright Edward Albee said, "Anything you put in a play, any speech has got to do one of two things, either define character or push the action of the play along." So what are the advantages of dialogue writing? Dialogues help in establishing a sense of reality, a sense of immediacy. The readers feel that they are a part of the action, a part of the plot. The characters jump out of the pages and become real, and the readers are able to identify with the characters. Mixing of expository style of writing along with dialogues is very often used by writers to break the monotony of the narrative. This keeps the readers interested and engaged. So how to create effective dialogues? First, be consistent. A character should be easy to identify through their speech patterns. An effective writer does not need to use he said, she said kind of tags, but the speech patterns give away the character. You know which character is speaking looking at the choices of the words used, the idioms, the phrases, the speech patterns, the pauses. Keep to the minimum. Anything extra should be edited out. Avoid small talk. Unlike in real life, writers have very few words that they can use. That precious space should not be wasted in small talk or in too many pauses as in everyday speech. As a writer, it's important to remember that not everything is spoken. The gaps in dialogues are as important as the dialogues themselves. Readers are also interested in texts that make them interpret rather than show them everything that there is. The speech patterns of a character must reflect the character's backgrounds, the social background, the class background, the caste background, the educational background, the nationality of the character, the race of the character. All of those will impact the kind of dialogues that are being written. Dialogues must be true to the setting that they are placed in. Characters in a Shakespearean era would use different idioms and phrases from, let's say, a character that is located in modern-day America. The motivations of the characters must also be visible through the dialogues. Why do they speak when they do? What is it that they desire? What is it that they hope to achieve through that conversation? Diction is extremely important in dialogue writing. The words, phrases, the idioms need to be chosen with a lot of care. However, it is also important to pay attention to punctuation. When do you use a period? When there is a clear break between ideas and thoughts. What about a comma? That indicates a short pause. An ellipsis, that is trailing off. The character has stopped speaking. The character has stopped speaking in the middle of a sentence. What about a dash? That indicates an interruption either by some character or by some event. Increasingly, writers are using punctuation creatively. Usually, dialogues are indicated through using quotation marks. However, some writers have begun to use the punctuation creatively. Nobel Prize-winning author Jose Saramago inserts his dialogues in his works without any quotation marks. So how do we create effective dialogues? The first rule in the book is to listen. Listen to people's conversations. Try and catch the nuances of their exchanges. People use half sentences, pauses, silences. Observe the paralanguage. Pitch, volume, and speed of the dialogue should be noted. Research. Research about the situation that you are going to be writing about. See how the characters interact in those settings. This is very important for creating an authentic text. So here are a couple of practice exercises for you. Think of a memorable dialogue, any dialogue that you felt was effective, and record whatever you think made it so. How do you think you can include the characteristics that you thought made it memorable in your own writing? Think of a situation, any situation, perhaps even the situation that you've chosen to write about. Bring in as many diverse characters as you can into that situation. Think about what they'd say, how they'd react, how they'd interact in that situation. Create the dialogues that would reflect their individual characters. That would give you a range of responses from different characters. Also remember that the same character may respond differently to different characters or different situations. So dear learner, today we have learnt the importance of dialogue writing and how to write an effective dialogue. As a writer, you must intermingle the dialogue writing with descriptive writing. So keep reading, listening, and keep writing. The more you write, the more effective writer you'll become.